Shalom Yashroyal, and welcome to Believer's Testimony number 5. So far in the Believer's Testimony series, we've just been hearing from the men of Yashroyal. But right here now, I have a special treat for you because we're going to be hearing the testimony of a sister, an achot. This sister, just like Brother Alfredo, I met her on my YouTube channel when she had shared a brief part of her testimony in the comments section on one of my videos. When I found out more of her testimony, I asked the sister if I would be able to share it with the world, and she was open to that, especially if it meant reaching out to fellow women and young sisters out there who are going down a wrong path. The one condition the sister had was that her identity be kept anonymous, and so certainly I'm going to respect that, because at the end of the day, Yashroyal, her name, my name, none of that matters. What matters the most is the name of Yahuwah, and this sister calls on that name and places her hope in the name of Yahuwah. So if you're watching, if you've been drawn to this video, it's not by accident. If you are not part of the Commonwealth of Yashroyal, if you're not calling on that name Yahuwah, it's my prayer and hope that this video will inspire you, and that you will eventually call on that great name, and you will be a part of the Commonwealth of Yashroyal. So folks, without further ado, I give you the testimony of the Prodigal Daughter.
Shalom Yashar, this is my testimony and how my relationship with the Messiah started with love. I was raised in a Christian home, but my family was not very religious. I do remember my mom telling me when I was 10 years old that Jews are the chosen people. I said to her, "If they are the chosen people, why are we Christians?" Even at 10, I thought it was strange that we celebrated a made-up birthday and other holidays and lived totally different than the chosen people. In my younger days, I was pretty bad. A very fast-acting girl who loved tight jeans, boys, lots of makeup, hanging out and being loud. I prayed only when I needed something or wanted to be bailed out of an emergency, and soon after I had gotten what I wanted, I'd go right back into sin and normally didn't think about the Most High. Many years went by and I became an agnostic. I was a young girl, a high school dropout, no parents, lonely, out of my mind and poor. The world seemed so big and I had no clue how to take care of myself. I remembered coming across a pretty building. It was a strip club. I thought maybe I should go in there and give it a try. I was only going to do it that one night, but nights turned into months. The first time I went in, I had to get drunk just to go into the building. The first time I went on that stage, my knees wobbled and I was terrified, but I thought about the eviction notice that I had received on my door and forced myself to do it. After a while, this lifestyle became my new normal until one night when I had to dance for a bunch of drunk pigs who wouldn't keep their hands off of me. On my way home from the club, I remember crying my eyes out and thinking, what have my life become? How did it get this bad? What was my future? I hadn't prayed in years, but while I was driving, I cried out, I can't do this. This world is too big. I need help. I'm all alone. Within less than a minute the phone rang, and it was a close friend who would later become my future husband. The Most High used him to help me get out of that lifestyle. We've been together for over 10 years. We had a house built. I started learning how to settle down. I started doing more domestic things like gardening and painting and learning how to be a decent woman, but I still didn't have a faith. Though I had a normal life, I still knew something was missing. And as I reflected on my past, I knew I had to turn over my life to the Most High. I did not trust myself and needed Him to take control. I told Him, I am praying to the one who made the earth. Who are you? I don't know who you are. Maybe if you would let me know who you are, I can love you. Then in September 2012, I had to have eye surgery in my right eye and the doctor messed up. My vision became blurred, blackness had covered some of my sight, and I was terrified, and so I prayed again. I asked the Father to hold me. I just wanted to be held. And then I saw Messiah in a vision. He had appeared to while I was laying on the medical bed, and he was waiting for me to hold his hand. He didn't say anything to me, but I could understand him fully. He just stood there over me, waiting for me to take his hand, but I was scared because even though I had prayed, I was still someone who didn't have a faith and still fell somewhat in the agnostic category. But he just stood there and waited for me. I was struck by the amount of compassion he had. I knew that this was personal for him. And I could tell that he himself wanted to handle this situation with me directly. I knew without a doubt that I was looking at the one who is called the Messiah. And I knew that he wasn't from here, even though he looked completely human. He was not of this world. I actually couldn't tell what his race was. He did not present himself to me as a white or black person. I didn't see a race group that he fit into. It seemed as if he just used this appearance to connect to me. It was really a soul-to-soul interaction. His soul was so pure. I had never seen anything so pure and clean. I thought to myself, what are you doing here? Don't you know who I am? I am so dirty, yet you want to hold my hand? You shouldn't even be in the same room as me. And even though he knew everything I had done, I could see that the love he had for me was greater than my sin, so his love overpowered my sin, and love is what he saw, not sin. I began to worry that he might disappear, so I reached out to him, and when we took each other's hands, he breathed deeply and I could see the feeling in his body run from his head to his toes. Then the vision was over. I was baffled by what had just happened. I was shocked and thought, now what? Keep in mind that I didn't have a religion, never read the Bible. All I knew was that I had just seen the most amazing being I had ever seen. After that, life went on as normal until 7 months later, when I had officially fell in love with him during prayer. I started reading the Bible thinking that I was just a Gentile. I kept the feast because he told me to. I kept the Sabbath because he told me to, and threw away the pork because he told me to. Something came over me saying, do not do anything that the Messiah never saw. So I knew Sunday worship, Christmas and Easter was out. Some people would call me a wannabe Jew, but I did not care. I was only obeying what the Most High told me to do. Then in September 2014, another revelation. I learned that the Jews, the chosen people, were really converts from the Khazarian Empire, and that the people who fit the curses found in Deuteronomy 28 were so-called African Americans. After learning that the Israelites moved to West Africa and seeing a proof of that, and the Hebrew song, Kumbaya, was sung by my ancestors. After all my life of wondering who I was, I finally now know exactly who I am. A Hebrew, a descendant of Hebrews, and it was an amazing surprise. After I stopped dancing, for so many years I wanted that club to be destroyed. I hated that it existed. Just the sight of that building gave me flashbacks. I used to say if I ever became rich, I would buy that club just to have it demolished. Just a few months ago I found out that the club was shut down for the last couple of years. Praise Yah. The Messiah wants a personal relationship with you. Trust your heart to Him. Call on His name, keep His commandments, and your life can and will change. I hope my testimony was a blessing for you and yours. Yah bless.
Hallelujah. Praise Yahuwah. Hallelujah. Praise Yahuwah. Yesterday is gone. Yesterday is gone. Yesterday's gone. Oh, so now I live. So now I live. Yesterday I lost my way, trying to make it home, trying to make it my foolish ways, the games I play. Yeah, please help me home. Yeah, please help me. See, yesterday I lost my way, trying to make it home, trying to make it home. Yesterday is gone. Yesterday is gone. Yesterday's gone. Oh, so now I live. Tomorrow